Hello everyone, Autismo Dynamite is back for another video, and today I wanted to, I'm just sorting out my desk. Today I wanted to quickly talk, I know it's a bit late, but I wanted to quickly talk about the Collins Lorente fight that happened last Friday. I did mean to make it a few days earlier, but better late than never. Yeah, it was a great fight. Highly recommend watching it if you haven't watched it. It was, I would say, even better than the first one, which is, I'd say, a rare for me when it comes to rematches. Like, don't get me wrong, there's like trilogy fights that are great, like Tyson Fury, Wilder 3, Ali Frazier 3, even maybe like Gaddy Ward 3, even if it isn't as good as the first one. There's definitely great third fights. But I feel like rematches aren't always like the greatest in the world. Like I feel like whenever there's a rematch, it always tends to be more tactical, less because they have data on each other. They fight more cautiously and don't like get into a bit of like a ding dong, as we like to call it in Britain. But no, this rematch was brilliant, and honestly, I do feel like going into this, I feel like Collins. I just feel like he may have underestimated Lorente. Like I feel like almost kind of like feel like he maybe potentially learned no lessons from his first encounter with him, because with his first encounter or just like his first encounter, there were just moments where I feel like he was maybe. I mean, okay, I'd say he didn't learn any lessons. I feel like he underestimated him again, maybe. And I think, to be fair, I underestimated him a bit. I didn't think he'd be able to, pull off this win. But I feel like his main issue was, I feel like, well, obviously with the first fight, I thought he was too aggressive. With this fight, I thought he was just way too passive. As well as that, I also felt like he came in with the wrong strategy when it came to Southpaw versus Orthodox, where he did tend to like try and get his lead foot onto the inside angle, which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Like there's like guys like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, they do that in like open stance fights like all the time in order to like create a much easier distance for their jab. But I feel like there were some occasions where Collins just didn't have any disregard for the disadvantages of giving up the open angle, or the outer angle, I guess, which was he was basically pretty much open for the right hand, which he got caught on a few times. I'd also say maybe he also lacked the ability to get in and out efficiently, I think, because at least as far as I'm aware, like after a pretty close first half of fight, I thought the second half, I feel like what Lorente did so well was countering Collins' counters, where whenever Collins would try to counter one of his punches, primarily his jab, he would be able to like then throw in combinations to his body and to his head or whatever, which, don't get me wrong, not all the punches landed, but some of them did, and regardless of not, it's still activity that looks really good for the judges. So yeah, and by the way, as far as how I scored it, I had it 114, 113 to Lorente. I thought, as far as swing rounds, I thought what round 1 and round 10 was swing. I thought at best it would be 115, 112 for Lorente. At best for Collins, I thought he could have scraped it 114, 113, especially considering they were in Glasgow, where he could have been open. He could have gone away with a robbery decision, and to be fair, he almost did, because there is no way that you could score that fight 116, 111 for Collins. but nonetheless, Collins got the victory he's deserved, and fair play to him. Like, I do still feel like he should have lost to Collins the first time round, but he learned his lesson from the first fight, and he was much better in his second fight, and now he's hopefully going to be fighting Bruce Carrington next against for the WBC featherweight title. Now I'll admit I'm not the most familiar with Bruce Carrington. I'll probably rewatch his most recent fight against where he won the belt back in January. Just so I could get my thoughts across on who I think will win this fight, but I think Lorente. I think I'm not gonna say he. I'm not gonna completely rule him out, because we completely ruled him out in the first fight for the most part, and he was a lot better than we thought. To an extent, I pretty much ruled him out in this rematch. He won, so not gonna rule him out of losing this time around, because he's definitely a bit of an anomaly, or whatever how it's pronounced. But obviously, Carrington becoming WBC interim champion, becoming world champion, he's definitely had more experience at that world level. So I guess we'll see. But anyway, also just wanted to quickly talk about the Ben Whittaker fight as well. Decent stoppage, and I mean, again, I thought it was just a bit of a step back from Liam Cameron, but to be fair, I mean, you fought a guy who was actually beating Lyndon Arthur on points, and even managed to get a knockdown against him, even though he eventually got stopped. Although then he got knocked out. He got first round knocked out by Gilbert Ramirez, I think his name is. Second ranked light heavyweight. I need to research. And he also got knocked out and lost on points to two Russian amateurs, or two Russian up and comers. But I mean, who knows? I will be looking forward to the debut of Ben Whittaker in America. From what I've heard, it's going to be on the undercard of Xander Zayas versus Jerome Tennis, which I think will be a really good debut fight for him. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, hope do watch the fight, because it was really good. That's about it. See ya.